Hi guys, my name is Jonathan Cuellar. I just wanted to jump on here and just talk a little bit about myself, uh, just some personal stuff, just my personal life, and a little bit as well about my professional career thus far. My name is Jonathan Cuellar, and I've been working in higher education for about 5 years, roughly. Just to kind of give a little bit background of why I decided to get into higher education. Actually, it came out of nowhere. It's definitely not a career I thought of. Kind of getting out of college and graduating with my undergrad. I actually played baseball at the University of New Mexico, and I always thought I wanted to do something more, sports related, baseball related, specifically like work for a professional team or something to that effect. But when I decided to attain my master's, my first master's in sports administration, I was kind of thinking about what I can do in terms of my my internship. What is something that I may be interested in? So I did decide to do my internship with the student athlete office at the University of New Mexico, where I did start to work with student athletes in an academic advising capacity, and then as well as doing other roles that usually somebody in that position does. So when I undertook that, that's kind of where that initial spark into working with athletes, working in higher education in general, came from, and I started to really get excited about maybe following um, that that industry, that career path, and see where it led me. So after I did my internship with the student athlete advising office in New Mexico, I moved back to Arizona, which is where I'm from. Before I went out there for my undergrad and master's in New Mexico, and I ended up getting a position at Grand Canyon University, where I worked with primarily online students. Uh, I work with undergrad and master's students. Uh, from different, backgrounds in terms of career plans, and that's really got me a little bit more uh, keen and better more understanding of what at least the admissions, the enrolling part of higher education works, specifically in terms of online students. Again, that's not something that I really was too familiar at the time of how that process worked, as well as just talking to students when they were trying to get into either an undergrad program or get into their master's. So I was there for a little while where I really got a lot of knowledge. I was able to work with a lot of students, different ages, different backgrounds, and just get a better understanding. Learning the processes, but as well as getting a better understanding of working with people and building relationships, because that's something that I've enjoyed so much working in higher education is developing those relationships with people and learning a lot from people, because you do learn a lot, right? You talk to students that are coming in uh, and kind of getting where they're at and what they've done in their life. Either it's they're right out of high school, or they've been out of school for a while, or they're trying to further their career. So there's a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different stories that me as an advisor or as an enrollment counselor, I really enjoyed it and I learned a lot. Uh, so at the same time, when I was towards working as a university counselor at Grand Canyon University, I also decided uh, to embark on kind of a part-time basis, work with student athletes at the university at Arizona State University. Uh, I still, like I said, I've always had a passion to work with student athletes since that's something I did. I was a student athlete myself, and I realized the importance of working with these athletes in terms of their academics. So we all understand uh, the pressure, the rigor there is that goes into being an athlete, right? So we got to try and best of our ability help these students in terms of their academics, right? Because we understand the tough schedules. I consider student athletes, non-traditional students, even though they go to campus just because how hectic the schedules can be, and kind of the expectations they have as athletes. So I was able to work with different students from different sports in terms of just being a mentor, in terms of helping them with whatever thing, with anything they may need. Either it's time management, or kind of making a plan going into a semester, going into a week, and trying to find that balance of getting the work done and trying to really prioritize their schoolwork as they go into every semester, every school year, and trying to balance that you know their their work ethic towards their sport, and trying to have that same motivation and work ethic towards their studies. And that's why people, that work with athletes, that's their job. Try to help them, motivate them to put that same passion behind what they have in sports to their academics. Yeah, so I was able to do that. I really enjoyed that when I was at ASU and working with those student athletes. Uh, and then once I kind of worked with them and finished up at Grand Canyon University, I transitioned to my latest position as a student success advisor at Walden University, where this was not really kind of an enrollment position like Grand Canyon. This was more like an academic advising position where I help students from start to end of their program. Now here for this position, I primarily work with students in master's and doctoral programs. So a little bit of a different population in terms of students in a terminal degree, kind of working with them. A lot of students were students that maybe had a track record in terms of their career, and have done quite a few things in their past. So it was very interesting working with them and kind of learning more about them and what they've done. And again, you just learn a lot just listening to people's stories and their backgrounds and what they've done in the past. So that's one of the things that I really enjoy about working with students and working in higher education is their story, right? Learning their motivation, why they're doing things, and me being able to just be part of that journey is something that really motivates me and drives me, because there's nothing more satisfying, I believe, when you work with a student and you get to see them graduate and achieve the goals. And there's peaks and there's valleys throughout that journey, and that's where we're there to help them through those times, to get them to graduation and see them achieve the goals that they set out when they started. So yeah, so at Walden University, I was able to work with a lot of students in masters and doctoral programs, and kind of really help them through their academic journey, either in advisement, financial aid, just anything that they needed. I was just support with the support and a resource for them to kind of help them and guide them so they could be successful. And now that leads me to my current position at Chandler Gilbert Community College as a student services specialist, where this position will primarily focuses on high school seniors who are transitioning into college and into community college, focusing on programs such as the Due Enrollment Program, the ACE program, and the Hoops of Learning program, where we work with students who are maybe taking classes their senior year of high school, and helping them transition and make that push for them to go to college. Because again, I'm a big proponent of getting your degree and helping students who maybe uh, have barriers in front of them for whatever reason, and trying to help them through those and have them start early, even in their high school year. I was a student that did that when I was in high school. That was part of a dual enrollment program, and it kind of motivated me a little bit more to get into college. I'm a first generation college student, low income, so I had no idea what I was doing as I finished out my senior year. I was lucky enough that had baseball to kind of guide me and really push me as well. So in my current position, I really want to make sure I help those students that are thinking about college, and kind of help them and really give them the nudge and help them, push through some of those barriers that are set up due to either, for do whatever factors uh, that are there. Something that, again, working with a different population, I'm excited about, be able to help, and again, help students early on in their journey as they transition to college. So, like I said, my higher education it's took me different to different areas, students from different backgrounds, different grade levels, different ages, from going into college to doctoral programs. I've worked with a lot of students, and again, the one thing I could really say that I've enjoyed and had a privilege of doing is getting to know people and building those relationships and just being part of the journey that they set out to, and kind of seeing them achieve those goals throughout the years has really been uh, one of the most satisfying parts of of my work and my job here in higher education. So yeah, again, just wanted to kind of jump on here, to kind of tell a little bit about kind of my background in higher education. Personally, as I mentioned, I was a college athlete myself. I'm a first generation college student that graduated with my undergrad and graduated with a few masters as well. Um, I'm a recent father of a 3 month old, so that's been exciting and gave me a little bit more perspective in terms of really pushing to make a difference in the world and push for, to really help others, help students, especially in my industry, especially in this day and age, try to help others and just make change, uh, make an impact, and really drive that change. So, um, yeah, I'm excited to be here talking to you guys. Hope you explore the website and kind of learn a little bit more about me and kind of my background and my academic work. And I'm excited if you guys feel free to connect with me and talk and network. More than happy to do that. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Everybody stay safe.